Bamban Tarlac Mayor Alice Go is asking the Supreme Court to stop the Senate from using her as a resource person in its committee hearings related to a Philippine offshore gaming operator's alleged involvement in criminal activities. Through her lawyers, Go is urging the Supreme Court to annul and set aside a subpoena issued by the Senate Committee on Women, Children, Family Relations, and Gender Equality for her to attend the July 10 hearing. She is also urging the Supreme Court to order the same Senate committee to desist from further inviting her to appear as a resource person. During the July 10 Senate hearing, Go was held in contempt and ordered arrested for failing to attend the hearing. Go was dragged into the controversy after the Philippine Anti-Organized Crime Commission and the Philippine National Police raided a Pogo hub in Bamban Tarlac and rescued hundreds of foreign workers. The Pogo hub was given a permit to operate by Bamban where Go was mayor. Authorities also found that Zunyuan Technologies' electric meter was registered under Go's name and a vehicle inside the facility was registered under the mayor's name. In her petition for certiorari or prohibition with extremely urgent prayer for a temporary restraining order, Go says the Senate committee chaired by Senator Risa Hontiveros committed grave abuse of discretion amounting to lack or excess of jurisdiction for continuously violating her constitutional rights to due process and the right to privacy. According to Go, she was invited as a resource person, but she was supposedly not afforded any opportunity to sufficiently explain her side whenever a certain issue was raised. Former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque served as the legal counsel of the raided Philippine offshore gaming operator Lucky South 99, according to Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation Chief Alejandro Tenco. Speaking before the Senate panel on Women, Children, Family Relations, and Gender Equality's hearing, Tenco said Roque called his office in July 2023 asking if he could have an appointment with Pagcor.
So, nung pong ika-26 ng Hulyo 2023 din, nagkaroon po ng pagkakataon na bimisita po sa aking tanggapan sa Pagcor nung po'y nasa ermita pa kami. Siya po'y nabigyan ng appointment at siya po ay dumating sa aking tanggapan.
Tenco says Roque was with Cassandra Lee Ong of Lucky South 99, adding that they were seeking to settle the license and unpaid arrears of the firm. Prior to this revelation, Pagcor had already disclosed that a former high-ranking cabinet official had been lobbying for the granting of licenses to illegal pogos, which have recently been raided. But now, Tenco insisted that Roque did not pressure Pagcor to grant a license to Lucky South 99.
Siya din lang po'y nakikiusap na kung maaari lang ay matulungan yung si Cassandra Ong. So, hindi pa po siya nagpa-follow up noon. At ulitin ko din po, hindi po naman niya ako pressure. Kumbaga, bilang abogado siguro, bilang kliyente niya, nagpa-facilitate lang at nakikiusap po siya.
Later into the hearing, Attorney Jessa Fernandez of Pagcor said Roque reached out to her office 6 times. One of these instances includes Roque asking which documents are still needed for the Pogo Hub to be granted a license. In a statement, Roque says he has never been a legal counsel to any illegal Pogo, nor was he a counsel to Lucky South 99. Bank documents of former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque and his former executive assistant Alberto Rodulfo A.R. de la Serna were found in Lucky South 99 Corporation, the raided Philippine offshore gaming operator hub in Pampanga. Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission spokesperson Winston Casio shared photos of the documents to the media after Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation Chief Alejandro Tenco revealed in a Senate probe that Roque assisted Lucky South 99 Corporation. According to Casio, they found nothing suspicious about the documents initially. However, Casio adds that with the latest statement of Tenco that Roque asked Pagcor to grant licenses to these scam farms, the documents now take on a different character and will now be subject of investigation. Casio also shared a certified true copy of a Pagcor document indicating that Roque is also the legal counsel of Lucky South 99, not just the Whirlwind Corporation, which leased the land to the former. Last June 4, the PAOCC and the Philippine National Police conducted the raid, resulting in the apprehension of over 190 individuals inside the Pogo complex along Friendship Highway in Angeles City. Philippine Coast Guard spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea, Commodore J. Tarriela, believes China's claim that it allowed the medical evacuation of a Navy personnel stationed in Ayungin Shoal ridiculous. Tarriela is referring to Chinese state tabloid Global Times report that Beijing allowed the medical evacuation of personnel in BRP Sierra Madre upon Manila's request. In direct response to this, Tarriela says the report further confirms China's illegal deployment of its vessels within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. Tarriela says it also highlights China's view that the preservation of human life and welfare requires approval. The China Coast Guard on Sunday, July 7, tried but failed to block the medical evacuation of a Navy personnel in BRP Sierra Madre. Beijing asserts sovereignty in almost the entire South China Sea, including most of the West Philippine Sea, even if such a claim has been effectively invalidated by the arbitral award issued in July 2016. The Armed Forces of the Philippines confirms that a Chinese aircraft carrier passed through the Philippine Sea. In a statement, AFP spokesperson Colonel Francel Margaret Padilla calls concerning the deployment of a Chinese carrier strike group there. According to Padilla, the AFP is committed to safeguarding the Philippines' maritime interests through continued vigilance. Citing Japan's Joint Staff Office, a U.S. Naval Institute report said that People's Liberation Army Navy Shandong's carrier strike group operated in the Philippine Sea. Last month, Shandong passed about 200 nautical miles away from Luzon in the South China Sea in a move deemed by the Philippine Navy as innocent passage. Shandong is one of the two aircraft carriers under the People's Liberation Army Navy's fleet. Like suspended Bamban Mayor Alice Go, her sister Sheila also used a different identity when she applied for a National Bureau of Investigation clearance, according to an official. During the Senate Committee on Women, Children, Family Relations and Gender Equality's hearing on Wednesday, July 10, NBI Assistant Director for Information Communication and Technology Service, Attorney Angelito Magno, reveals that there is another Sheila Go in the agency's records. However, Magno says this record contains a different photo from that of Sheila Go, assumed to be the suspended mayor's sister. According to Magno, siblings Alice, Sheila, and Wesley applied for an NBI clearance in 2021. Citing the similarities in the conflicting NBI records of sisters Alice and Sheila, Senator Risa Ontiveros raises the possibility that their brother Wesley might also be using another identity. But Magno says they were still checking their database. NBI earlier reported that another Alice Go obtained a clearance in 2005 and shared the same birth date and birthplace with the embattled mayor. Suspended Bamban Mayor Alice Go was not homeschooled, nor did she grow up on a farm, according to Senator Sherwin Gatchalian. During the hearing of the Senate panel on women, Gatchalian presented Go's school documents revealing that he and the embattled local official in fact studied in the same school.
Kaya mayroong mga tips na lumabas sa amin at papakita ko ito para makatulong rin sa inyo. Apparently, si Go Huaping or si Alice Go hindi lumaki sa farm. Hindi rin siya homeschooled. Nag-aral ho siya. And I'll show you the proof. No, kahit nga lumabas sa hearing yung totoong pangalan niya, nag-aral siya sa parehas kong school, sa Grace Christian High School, for grades 1, 2, and 3.
Gatchalian's revelation contradicts Go's earlier claims that she was raised on a farm and was only homeschooled by a certain teacher, Rublin.
2000 to 2003. No? So, hindi siya homeschool ni Rubilin. Nag-aral ho talaga ho siya. No? And nung natatandaan ko, sa school ho namin walang farm ho doon. Puro building ho. No?
According to Gatchalian, documents attached to Go's enrollment forms include an alien birth certificate of registration, which matches what was provided earlier by the Bureau of Immigration. Along with the enrollment document is a birth certificate from China translated into English. The embattled local officials skipped the Senate's Wednesday probe on her alleged involvement with illegal Pogo firm Zunyuan Technology, citing death threats and malicious accusations as the reasons why she is presently stressed and anxious. President Bongbong Marcos says his family and the Aquinos, considered as bitter rivals since the 1970s, have always been okay outside of politics. Marcos was asked about an Instagram post made by his wife, First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos, where Joshua and Bimby Aquino were shown to be visiting her. Joshua and Bimby are sons of celebrity Chris Aquino, whose parents, former Senator Ninoy Aquino and former President Cory Aquino, fought the 2 decades rule of Marcos's father, former President Ferdinand Marcos Sr.
Well, we have always been okay. We just don't agree politically. The reason na pinuntahan nila si First Lady ay simple lamang. Nangailangan I think it was Chris Aquino who needed some assistance for something. But what the reports did not say is that Lisa is their aunt. Dahil ang kanyang auntie ay napangasawa si Don Pepe na, the eldest brother of Cory. So they are related.
Marcos further says while the 2 families were on different sides of the political fence, there were ties that brought the 2 families together. According to Marcos, Chris asked for help regarding her travel arrangements, noting that it was a fine gesture from the Aquino family to thank his wife.
Kaya't hindi naman nakakapagtaka. Kilalang-kilala niya yung mga pamangkin niya very well. So they came at nagbiyahe sila, bumalik, may dalang pasalubong. I think it was it sort of, I suppose, put a little more how do you say, personal, a human interaction between our families.
These are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good evening.